I see it as God gave us as tough as battles the strongest soldiers. So I just try to stay motivated, work hard every day, and just be prepared.
So what's keeping you locked in at that point? It's kind of been the same role for the last 2 years.
Just the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? We strong. Everybody here love each other, and I love my teammates. So we just stay close and just stay positive.
You were 75 friends, but you stayed patient. There were times you thought, well, I could go somewhere else. Why?
That never came to my mind, I just feel like I just got to work harder, you know what I'm saying? Because, competition here is going to be hard. That's the reason why I came to Ohio State, was to compete. So if I got to work harder, I work harder.
Most basic question, do you prefer Matt or Matt?
Matt would be fine. Yeah.
Now, I know you're a quiet guy.
Yeah.
Is it hard to kind of, being a quiet guy, you feel like sometimes you can overlook it,
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I get overlooked because of that. I've always been quiet, and that's just how I was raised up, and just take things on my own. But yeah, most quiet.
There are times you think, I've been more vocal, maybe I'd be further along just because I'm calling attention to myself.
I feel like that sometimes. Like many times, coach will be like, talk up, just smile a little bit. And, I try to as much as I can. I just try to stay focused most of the times.
You don't know exactly when you're going to play. How do you keep yourself ready?
I just take it a day at a time, stay positive. You just don't know. You just can't give up. It's going to be obstacles, but you just can't give up. So I just take it a day at a time.
You're playing left guard now. You also competing at center. Which do you prefer? What do you think your better position?
Honestly, I don't have a better position. I think I love both at this point. So wherever my name is called, I'm ready to go.
How do you think you play?
I think I play pretty good, honestly. Coach said, get out there, and then I'm ready to go.
Matt, I'm trying to start my car, and it just keeps turning over and turning over and turning over. Is it my spark plugs, or is it my starter, or my solenoid?
Yeah, it all depends.
It's a 71 Chevelle.
It all depends. It could be your alternator, it could be a battery.
The reason I asked Matt this is because he can take a car apart and put it back together and drive it to New York.
I thought you were at Nets.
What's that?
I thought you were at Nets. Good to see you.
Not that.
Tell us about your interest in cars, where it came from, and just how fanatic you are.
I had an interest in cars since I was 8 years old. So, what was it, like 2 years ago, I recently bought like a 1990 300ZX. 1990 300ZX. And I did a rebuild engine by myself and everything. And he's running fine right now, so. Yeah, HDFS, it's like social work. And it's like totally off.
Nothing to do with that.
Nothing. I just see that as, something I like to do.
Is anything you're interested?
Huh?
Datsun 300?
It's not a Datsun, it's a Nissan.
It's a Nissan.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd have an interest in?
Hey, Bill, ask the questions here,
football
mister.
career, like working with cars?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I know a lot about cars, and you point out a car, I tell you the year, the model. I just know based off the little details and everything that's with the car. But yeah, I really like cars too.
There's got to be some kind of NIL possible.
Yeah, hopefully.
What does that do for you in terms of your game? I mean, I would imagine there's attention to detail. There's probably some patience in there because that's not a real quick process. Like, what about working on cars maybe carries over to make you a better football player?
No, every part is going to be challenging to remove and study, because if you don't do it right, of course you got to do it all over again. So it's just about taking steps and patience to getting things right the first time and not the second time. And on the field, it's steps to things, and I just see it as every day I have to improve and get better. You just don't know when your name will be called, but you just got to be ready.
So Matt, building off of that, what kind of car were you when you got here, and what are you now?
You said car?
Yeah, like what were you as far as the rebuild, as far as the restoration of a vehicle? What were you as a player when you got here versus what you are now?
So you want me to compare myself as a car?
Yes, yes I do. I believe you can do it.
I think I said I was a Volkswagen Beetle.
Okay.
And now I could possibly say, it's hard, but I'm big into cars. I could possibly say that I'm a a 70 Chevrolet.
Yeah. Open headers.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, do your teammates kind of ask you about your interest all the time? Do they ask you to fix their cars?
Oh yeah, most definitely. A lot of teammates come to me and ask me to fix their cars. Frequently, especially like Chris Olave. He had problems with his car and then got it fixed.
You fix their car?
Yeah.
Did you charge them?
No.
You must be a very popular
Teammate. Yeah.
How old were you when you fixed your first car? Do you remember that?
That was really like 2 years ago. That's when I bought the Nissan. So right now it's running pretty fine. No problems. I drove it to New York twice already. It's 9 hours drive back and forth, so it's running pretty good.
So this is more recent.
Yeah.
And when you're, preparing for a game, whether you're, in the starting lineup or, you're slated to be a backup that week, is your preparation the same? Does it differ at all?
It is the same. I just try to lock in. You just enjoy the game, enjoy teammates, and you just motivate each other. You know what I'm saying? And every day it becomes hard at times, but it's family. This is a brotherhood, so we all bring together, have the same energy, and just enjoy.
Who are maybe some of the people here who have helped you the most along your journey to this point?
A lot of them is like Thayer Munford, Nick Petit, because I came in with Nick Petit, so we always talk about situations and just fix it, and somebody you can always lean on, so that's good.
How happy were those guys to see you get champion this week?
Oh, very happy. They know that no matter what, I was going to give it my best and I was going to do very well. I showed in practice, and they had no doubts in their mind that I wasn't capable of doing it.
What does that mean to you to just have that opportunity and then grade out as a champion and show what you can do?
It means a lot, just to show everybody, show the coaches that they can lean on me, and my name is called, and I'm trying to build their trust.
Until this year, maybe last year, this offensive line did not have depth.
No.
So you, a player of your caliber, would have been fun from almost any time. I don't know if that's something you thought about and thought, obviously you want to have as many good players as possible, but you would probably played a lot more. You've been here a few years ago, let's say.
Yeah, most
Something you
definitely.
thought about?
A little bit. I just thought like last year, playing the biggest three or the biggest two games, really put me in a steady mindset to just competing at the highest level against great teams. So I felt like that was a big accomplishment for me. So
I'm sure you expected to start this year at 5. How disappointing was that? How'd you cope with that?
it was very hard. It hurt a lot, but at the same time, we all a team. So just gotta work with it and just keep trying, keep working hard.
What coach start when your teammates say to you about, hey, this is really not what we're about you, it's what you're wrong, it's good, or you need to get back, not this is fair.
It was hard dealing with that. Many times, you try to drop your head, but you gotta pick it up. But at the same time, I just try to stay positive. Just try.
Ryan Day said on the radio on Monday, he said, you were a guy that you could have gone into his office and complained that you weren't starting. Did you ever want to?
There's times, no, but at the same time, I just feel like there's nothing better than home than here. So it's like, if I was to make that choice, it's like weird, you just don't want to make another step to something that would be worse, and just improve, really.
So even if you're not a starter, this is still where you want to be.
Yes.
Did it add to your motivation?
It did, It just helped me build what's inside, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be obstacles, and I just got to face it, you know what I'm saying? Just got to work harder, stay positive, just work harder. So,
What stands out about Tyleek Williams on the inside as a young guy in the interior going up against him?
Oh, he's pretty good. As freshman, he covers the ball quick, and he has technique, and that's great about him. Like, we always compete, and he beat me, I beat him, and we just get better every day. That's one thing, and he's doing great.
Were you surprised to see him make that big play against Tulsa in the fourth quarter?
Honestly, I was not surprised because I believe he could do it. I believe he shows hard in practice, and I believe he could do it, so it was good.
What was your reaction on the sideline?
I was pumped, really. I told him, that's the best thing you ever did. With the twist, everything, it was great. Perfect timing.
What separates a guy like that
from your vantage point, what separates a defensive tackle and takes them to that next level? If you follow my drift there, Matt.
Just working. We compete every day. Like we always treat it like it's a real game. So no matter what, we gonna have our little talks back and forth. Just to have that feeling of a real game. You don't know what's gonna happen, and it's all technique. Everything is gonna go back and forth and just get better. Just get better.
Yeah, you touched on it a second ago. What sets Tyleek apart? I guess a little bit. I mean, what makes him special in your opinion? I mean, is it quickness? Is it strength? Is it the combination? I mean, what sets him apart?
I just think it's quickness and his combination. He knows the right gaps. He knows how to angle himself to defeat blocks and stuff like that. So he's a pretty good player, and I appreciate for that.
Plus, he's a big guy moving, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that always that's interesting. I wanted to ask you, what was it like to be out there in the midst of a game where y'all are rushing for over 300 yards? Trevion's having his day and stuff, and you're a major part of that. From the running standpoint, did it feel a little bit like a machine? What does it feel like when things are clicking like that?
I mean, we do the same thing in practice. We defeat blocks. We all drive as a team, me, Nick, whoever's at center, Luke. We all just go off the ball. And we already know, practice is going to be a little easier than games. The harder you practice, the easier is the game.
And as that game went on, did y'all feel yourself as a group solving the puzzle they were showing you guys? I mean, obviously, 3-3-5, they're shooting guys from all kinds of directions and stuff. What was it like, I guess, to solve that puzzle or to work on that puzzle as the game went on?
I mean, it all came together on the sideline. We all sat there, communicate, and then we talk as a team, no arguing, and we just got it fixed. Just communicate.
What'd y'all figure out? I mean, what was the key there finally?
Really, it's just the flow, and you gotta see the you just really gotta focus on where they're overlapping on the sides and know how to block it, who to send out there and defeat the block. So yeah.
What does Akron show you? A little bit of video you've seen of them. What do they show you up front? What's the concern this week?
Just really, it's a great team. The team, they come off the ball hard, and you just have to have the right technique. Like Coach Ted always say, right, left. Don't do left, right, because, the little things come into a big problem. So the little things you just got to fix and just master it for this game.
Matt, when we talked to Coach Dave about you in the summer, I think it was maybe even Big Ten Media Day, he was saying, you could watch 10 plays, and he looks like he's first team All Big Ten. And then it was maybe the other 10 plays were the problem. Did you, even when you were disappointed about the decision of not being able to start, did you come out of the preseason with an idea of here's how I need to get better?
Yeah, sometimes I look back at things I struggle with, and I know what Coach said, it'll be 10 plays I do good, and I was probably slack off a little bit, and I think we spoke about that, and a lot of it has to do with conditioning, and that's what I've been working on every day now. So, every time practice ends, I just ask, I grade myself, see what I got to work on. So most of the time before we practice, I have a little run-in, do a little 40-yard or whatever, just to get my body right, ready to go.
What grade did you get today?
I think I did pretty good. Coach Stott said pretty good.
But
so.
You said you gave yourself a grade. So you get an A today?
Yeah, I did pretty good today.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh, yeah, I am prepared. Just staying locked in, watching film with my teammates, and I'm all prepared, honestly.
Have you been told you are at the start of this week?
Not really, but I have an idea.
Hey, Matt, how important, I mean, obviously you guys are, you guys did a very good job at, creating holes for Trevion last week, getting holes for that run game, even through the lack of consistency with Thayer and things like that. But I'm curious what the role has been or what you've seen from kind of those outside pieces, from, say, the wide receivers, from the tight ends, those guys that have kind of helped you guys out to create the space necessary for Trevion to get those home runs, I guess.
Talking about the tight end and the receivers, I think they do a pretty good job. And most of us, we mostly talk about just blocking, every time you can go out for the pass and they block. And I think they do pretty good just blocking.
Does it make it easier for you guys?
It really does.
Yeah.
At some point. It really does. Because most likely, if you run a stretch or whatever, you want somebody to block on the outside. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Thanks, man.